The ANC NEC meeting is continuing today, where the fate of former President Jacob Zuma is expected to be discussed. A little earlier, the party briefed the media on its collective reaction to the ICJ ruling on Israel. Juniour Khumalo is on this story and joins me now live from the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg. Juniour, we are aware, in fact, there is a little bit of conjecture on the agenda of the ANC NEC meeting today. And the big question is, Jacob Zuma on the agenda this afternoon?
Good afternoon to you, Hugo, and to our viewers. Indeed, it has been confirmed that Jacob Zuma, him endorsing a different party, Umkhonto Wesizwe, is definitely on the agenda. Actually, NEC members have told us that the discussions around the former President Jacob Zuma started as far back as on Friday when the NEC first convened, and they are going to continue again today. But the understanding is that no briefing about the former President Jacob Zuma will happen today. That will actually be contained in the closing remarks of the president when he closes this NEC meeting tomorrow as expected. But today we just heard a lot of updates from the NEC members with regards to their reaction to the IEC ruling, Hugo.
Now, Juniour, when we look at the policy of the ANC, the fact that Jacob Zuma has endorsed another party is one of those things that will have him suspended or kicked out from the party. What are the considerations that the ANC NEC is likely to take into account when they make that decision this afternoon, if indeed they do?
As you are correctly saying, when you look at the policies of the ANC, the rule book of the ANC, actually, Rule 25 of the ANC's constitution speaks about a member leaving the ANC and endorsing or joining another party. It says that such a member then is deemed as having left the party, is no longer a member of the party. So it's unclear why the ANC itself has taken such a long time to basically take a stance on the former President Jacob Zuma. When the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula spoke to us as the media on Friday, he indicated that the party did not want to disrupt itself leading up to the January 8th statement and focusing basically on the former President Jacob Zuma. That's why a decision wasn't taken then. But it's still unclear following the January 8th statement why the ANC has continued to fail to take action against the former president. But it's expected that he will be expelled from the ANC. That's according to some NEC members who are saying that in the discussions that have happened on Friday and that continue to happen today, there is consensus amongst the ANC leaders, including the top 7, that what Zuma has done constitutes an expulsion from the ANC. So that is what we expect to happen when the president does give those closing remarks tomorrow.
South Africa has been exemplary in its stand on behalf of the Palestine people at the ICJ, and we continue to get reaction. What is the reaction from the ANC NEC been on this issue?
Indeed, we had from the ANC's first Deputy Secretary General, Nomvula Monkonyana, as well as the Justice Minister, Ronald Lamula, in his capacity as an NEC member, just a few minutes ago, addressing the media and saying that they welcome that judgment, and that judgment is a victory firstly for the law as well as for humanity. And they went as far as to say that everything that South Africa wanted from that judgment was basically achieved. Those were the words of Ronald Lamula. He says that South Africa knew, even as it was approaching the ICJ, that there was going to be backlash from some European powers, including the UK, including the US. We've seen that reaction from the US Congress. We've seen that reaction as well from the Israeli government itself. And the ANC says that it was ready. They knew that this was going to happen, but still they wanted to go ahead just because they are in support of the people of Palestine and they will continue to support them. So that was basically the briefing that we got from Lamula as well as Nomvula Monkonyana, saying this was a victory. And they continue to say that as much as the court did not mention the words ceasefire, it was indeed a ceasefire that was declared by the ruling of that court, Hugo.
Juniour, in the last couple of days, we've heard that El Al, the Israeli airline, will no longer be flying to and from South Africa, effective in the next couple of months. I think it is the 1st of March, if I'm not mistaken. So, obviously, a number of issues coming out post the ICJ ruling. Now, what is the expectation on diplomatic relations between Israel and South Africa? How are they likely to move forward, or not, for that matter?
That question was actually answered by the ANC's first Deputy Secretary, Nomvula Monkonyane, who said that they did expect a fallout when it comes to economic relations with Israel, with the US, as well as the United Kingdom. But she cautioned that there needs to be a mature response from all of these countries involved because, as she put it, we need each other as countries. So South Africa has a lot that it has to offer to those countries, and those countries similarly have a lot to offer to South Africa. So she urged a lot of caution and maturity as those countries go ahead. But she did say that as the President Ramaphosa put it last year when he was in France, South Africa is not begging these countries. South Africa actually has other relationships with other countries that actually have a similar view about what is happening in Gaza. So she said South Africa is definitely not begging these countries, but would like to have a mutually beneficial relationship, even going forward, despite what the ruling means for Israel as well as the people of Palestine. Hugo.
Juniour Khumalo, that's where we'll leave it for now. Appreciate your time. And that's our Juniour Khumalo coming to us from the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg on the sidelines of the ANC NEC meeting currently underway.